Hi, the topic now is how to make your wife realize her mistake. Oh my God. So, I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation. Before I was doing this, over 23 years ago, I was a divorce mediator. So, as a divorce mediator, we had a whiteboard. We would sit down, we would go over this, we'd go over that, we would compartmentalize, we would explain things, lay it out, which is a very male thing to do. Easy for the men. And sometimes the wife would make a mistake. And when I say sometimes, I mean pretty often, because women's minds typically are not very mechanically oriented like a man's mind. A woman's mind is moving with emotions and feelings and senses, where a man's mind is like blocks and cubes and straight lines and equations. It's just the way it is. There's a big difference, which is why we have a men's course for helping your marriage and a woman's course, because I have to speak to men and women very differently. Neither is condescending. It's just structured to be appropriate to the gender. So I know about how a woman's mind works, and I know about how a man's mind works. And when I would sit down as a divorce mediator and a woman would make a mistake, maybe in calculating the value of her car. I mean, one example would be, well, I have this, you have the car. We paid $35,000 for it, so it's worth $35,000. No, because it depreciates. Yeah, well, that's what you say. And so, I mean, obviously, my job was to define things like that and show, I kept a blue book there, and I would show what happened to the value of the car, kept it even. But I was a mediator. I wasn't married to her. So she respected me as authority. You are not authority in your home. You're her husband. So you have to understand something. That when we put together all the programs, when I put this together, it took me 8 years. I'm not a psychologist. For me, I found why do people get married is sort of the driving consideration. I had to figure it out because it's not out there in the world. You got married for the same reason most people got married. And when I say most, high 90%, you fell in love with your wife. But that's not the top line. The top line is there's 3 things. You wanted to be happy. Living with your soulmate the rest of your life certainly should make you happy. You wanted to experience love. Even more than what your mother gave you. I mean, your mother is your mother. She's going to love you unconditionally. But there's a part of you that knows that that's because she's compelled to. She's your mother. Here, your wife is telling you, I love you forever. She doesn't have to. And you want harmony. You want to be peaceful. You want to come home, hang out with your best friend. You want harmony. That's why everyone gets married. So then what I did was I broke it down, did a schematic. What contributes to these 3 things? What steals from these 3 things? I did it without prejudice. I'm not in favor of men or women. I'm in favor of happiness, love, and harmony. And I laid it out. That's why we now have successful courses for men and for women. I'm going to ask you a simple question. And be honest. Don't be clouded by your desire. If you tell your wife, and I don't care how you do it, and you know there is no correct way, if you tell your wife that she made a mistake, because that's what it boils down to, is she going to go, oh, honey, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me? Is she going to tell you that? Hell no. If you bring her to an expert who lays it out, is she going to be, oh, honey, you're such a good man. Thank you for bringing me to this expert. No. She's going to think you're an a-hole and you've embarrassed her. Bottom line, there is no way. There is no way to tell your wife she made a mistake. Now, there's other things you can tell her. You could tell her she's the most beautiful woman in the world. You could tell her that you worship the ground she walks on. You could tell her that she looks great in that outfit. You could tell her that she's really smart. You could tell her she's a great cook. Well, look at that. All these complimentary things. But you cannot tell her she made a mistake. There is no way. And anyone who tells you there is full of... I don't speak from theory. I have the experience, years of working with women and men. Years, decades. There ain't no way. So, if you want to try some other way, because you found someone's video and they told you this will work, you let me know. Until then, like this video because this is the best answer you're going to get. Subscribe to this channel because you'll get nothing but true marital wisdom from us. And I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation. And all I can tell you is God bless you. Thank you for coming by. And take care.